Madam Speaker, how great is it to be a member of the ACT Party?
Right.
Absolutely fantastic. And how great is it to be a member of a fantastic coalition government?
Exactly.
Those that take personal responsibility as being paramount in the way that we conduct ourselves. Those who want to look after the victims of crime because they haven't been looked after for quite some years now. Those that want to make sure that we take ownership of the good, the bad and the ugly in order to be able to improve and to move on. How great is it to be a part of the ACT Party? A party that brings all of this together to make New Zealand a better place. And then, Madam Speaker, I hear from opposition side words like defund the police. I hear about how New Zealanders feel safer alone with a patched gang member than with a police officer. I hear comments about abolishing the police, about letting prisoners out because it's all so bad. I hear from Te Pāti Māori saying that a justice system is a colonial construct that needs to be decolonised. I have to say, really? And then we've got the Labour Party who think it's fine to give $2.75 million to the mongrel mob to run a rehab program for the meth that they are selling into our communities, and it's all good. I think it's nuts myself. But then I come back to why it's so good to be a member of the ACT Party, because we don't think along those lines. We think along the lines of making sure that personal responsibility and accountability for the good, the bad and the ugly is paramount, and that the victims of crime are looked after. When I recently heard another quote, Madam Speaker, from Tamatha Paul and the Greens, where she said, Wellington people do not want to see police officers everywhere, and for a lot of people it makes them feel less safe. It's that constant visual presence that tells you that you might not be safe there if there's heaps of cops. What a load of rubbish. That's absolute rubbish. And in a poll that Stuff ran recently, 86% of respondents said that police on the street made them feel safer. 86%. 86%. And despite subsequent social media claims that the people supported her, it's clear that they most definitely do not. Not even the people in Christchurch who listened to that member speak about defunding the police and abolishing the prisons, because a Star News poll said that 82% of those people in Christchurch did not agree with her either. Tamatha Paul went on to say she didn't care about the Sensible Sentencing Trust putting up billboards everywhere because the people were with her. Well, it's quite obvious, Madam Speaker, that the people are not with her. And let me tell the Speaker exactly what is happening in law and order, because this government have made an impact on law and order. And our stats are telling us that unauthorised street and drag racing is down, that ram raids are down, that violent crime, including acts intended to cause injury, are down. Sexual assault are down. Robbery, extortion and related aggravated robberies are down. The total victimisations, Madam Speaker, are down. But you want to know what's up, Madam Speaker? Foot patrols. Foot patrols around our communities. And foot patrols, Madam Speaker, are very important in cities like Wellington, where I also reside and am a constituent. When I was walking down the central city of Wellington, especially along Courtney Place, and speaking to those people that are trying to run small businesses, including one lady in a convenience store, she said to me, please bring back the foot patrol police. We need them here, and showed me a video of her being accosted by a person who walked into the shop, picked her up and threw her against the glass fridges within the shop because that person had been in there earlier that day to place their drugs in there. Perhaps, Madam Speaker, the 9% of Wellingtonians that do support Tamatha Paul's movement are the ones that are putting the drugs into the fridge and throwing the people against the walls. It's not on, Madam Speaker. And while we look at making sure that there is the ability for picking people up, actually bringing everyone down to that standard does not work. So, Madam Speaker, I am pleased to be a part of a coalition government and the part of a party that will make sure law and order is kept in check.